just to get the news. And I found that I was getting to know so much of, well, all these people are so knowledgeable. Like, I didn't know that our country was so rich. I mean, being brought up in this city, absolutely, and I started learning so much. And I found that this has to be spread. So I started posting authentic posts of people which I feel were fine onto my Facebook, so that my friends also come to know a lot of things. And I found that no comments on any of these, serious posts. So then I said, okay, let me post some jokes and some fun things along with it. I used to receive 10, 20 comments on those things. Then I asked my friends कि क्या हो रहा है, I mean jokes और इसके लिए तो comments मिल रहे हैं, लेकिन ऐसे तो serious अपने देश के बारे में है, उसके बारे में तो कुछ नहीं. The only thing that I felt good after hearing is they said, what makes you think we don't read? We do read, but I thought that it's the fear factor that was there that was stopping them from actually posting those comments that they wanted to. But I think there is a little change in that now, slowly, over a period of this last 1 year, I find there's a change. And I'm happy about it. So I keep posting. Actually, that's what I do. I keep posting, which I feel authentic. I mean, I don't do anybody's this, but I feel if it's, like, based on my thinking, if it's right, I just post. And that's the way I try and help. And I hope I am able to do whatever can move.
My name is Subramani. I do not have a Twitter handle. And you should know by now that I get better handled by my wife's speech, which is the reason why I am here. But listening to everybody today, there's one thought which predominantly goes through my head about this transition which we are all talking about. If you look at most of us, my belief is that we have given up in life. Most of us feel that we've been completely outclassed by the political class in this country, so much so that we have an attitude कि कुछ हो नहीं सकता. And it is because of this attitude that we don't even start to do something which otherwise we would have done under normal circumstances. So if there's one thing I think the social media is really helping out today, is spreading awareness, because of which at least there's a smaller percentage of people who are becoming more fearless, who are actually trying to become a little more of activists to help out people in and around. So how do we do this? If this transition has to happen to help the society at large, experience tells us there are only two ways this happens. Either there is a very emotive issue when everybody immediately gets onto it and then starts moving in the same direction. A classic example in the recent past is the IAC when it started. Okay, everybody came in because everybody was one, in sync with that issue. And if there is no emotive issue, you find that there is too much of scatter. None of us ever group together as one entity to move in the same direction. If we have to now make this happen, my own sense is that number one, we need to take up issues at our own local level. So there has to be a movement where probably we bring in more and more people to the Twitter media itself first, because exposing them to this media helps them to get to know about the local issues that are happening. And if there is that awareness that gets built up at the local level, we need to have one coordinating entity at the local level who will then spearhead an activist movement which will see successes at the local level. And it is only when you see this success at the local level and you celebrate that success at the local level, you are going to have more and more people join into this movement. Otherwise, this will just keep on going as a scattered level. It's a long exercise, going from the local level to a larger level and then to group together. But that perseverance, that patience, that strength, all of us must exhibit. if we need to see this success.
I want to react to this. I agree with everything that you say.
Okay, I agree with everything that you say with some small differences. One is that I don't believe that you can't do things alone. Okay? One of the things that I find being a journalist as well as running a not-for-profit organization is that we are very blessed in meeting people who have single-handedly made a phenomenal difference. But they manage to make the difference for two reasons. One is that they pick a subject, get into it so thoroughly that nobody can challenge them on it, and they pursue only that. I'm going to give you 3 examples. In fact, in Money Life magazine, we started, if you go to our website, everything that we do, even in the magazine, is put up in the public domain and it's available for anyone to see free. But we called it the power of one. Okay? And we talked about a series of people who single-handedly have made big change happen, and none of them are on Twitter. And some of them are on Facebook, but not necessarily. One person is a woman called Sumaira Abdullahi, who has done the whole sound thing. Okay? Sound mapping of India, whether it is sand mining that she's taking up, but sound is her passion. She runs an NGO called Awaz. It's virtually a one-woman show. She dedicates every Thursday of her life when courts are open to be in court. She files a public interest litigation. She is well off enough to be able to handle it. I know that a lot of you are predominantly right-wing, so there have been allegations sometimes that she doesn't talk about the azan or the churches. She does everything. I know this for a fact. But every festival, whether it is hers or a Christian festival or a Hindu festival, she's out there tracking the readings. She gets support from the media. You know why? Because everything that she says is 100% accurate and authentic. Okay? So there's one Sumaira Abdullahi. A lot of you people can help her, but she doesn't really give a damn. She's doing her thing on her own. Second person is a guy called Ashok Rawat. Okay? He's the guardian of Shivaji Park. Shivaji Park is a playground which is meant for our children to play. Okay? But every single political party wants to use it every day if possible for a rally, because it's just damn convenient. So we don't care anymore whether we have any more Sachin Tendulkars coming out of Shivaji Park. We want to use it for political rallies. One organization, one man, again it's an NGO, almost every Thursday he's in court, files a public interest litigation. It's pretty well off. He has a bungalow there. Whether it's Raj Thackeray, or it is the Shiv Sena, or it is anybody else. They know today for a fact, you want to do something in Shivaji Park, court mein jana hi padega, because this man and 2 of his friends will stand up, go to court, oppose it. Bit by bit, they have managed to do a lot. I mean, look at the Dasara rally. Okay? Creates endless, I don't know if any of you pass that narrow chicken neck artery, but it creates endless traffic problems. Next year, they have to go to MMRD. Victory doesn't come in a day. It is 10% at a time, sometimes 2% at a time, but it happens. There's one woman fighting for school buses, okay, all on her own. And even while this fight is on, if more of us supported her, I don't think we would have had so many children dying in school bus accidents. I don't know, I feel horrified when I see news items about people falling out. Similarly, Jemin introduced me to somebody called Sameer Zaveri. What an extraordinary guy, every time I meet somebody like him, I keep thinking that life is so easy for us. This man lost both his legs at the age of 16, fell out of the railways, and he says another few minutes, if somebody hadn't saved him, he would have bled to death. We read about railway accidents, we feel bad, and we wonder what you can do. If you could write a check and send some money to someone, I'm sure a lot of us do it. This man, whether it's Bodhidri or it's Nala Supara, bit by bit he's been fighting for whatever it is that those people need. Do you know, one of the things that we discovered is that when people go back to UP, they're taking a nest egg of money because they come here to Bombay to work and they carry that cash back. The railway police systematically, because of corruption, arrest them, put false charges. They used to lock them up for a day, take away all their money, and actually give them a bail bond. Sameer Zaveri decided to talk to them, meet them, looked at the bail bond and said, there is an official document, there is no law which says there should be a document like this. He finally filed RTI. He discovered that the bail bonds that were being issued by the railway police were completely And if you meet Sameer Zaveri ever, he's not a guy who has the burdens of the world. He's always smiling. He's all the time telling us, no, no, sister works, me madam, मैं तो हूँ 10वीं पास, गुजराती मीडियम, लेकिन कोई ना कोई आ जाता है, मदद करता है. And I said, Sameer, I find it hard to believe. And you know what the railway police did to him? Because he was fighting for these people, they filed a fake case against him, saying that he had kidnapped one of these people who had been arrested and murdered the person. So they put a civil charge against him, saying that he took away the money from somebody. They filed a second case against him, which was a murder charge. This guy hadn't even seen the inside of a high court. He goes around on a scooter. Okay? One day I told him, tell me what I can do to help. Can I at least give you some funding? Can I give you the Money Life Foundation hall where you can hold meetings? And I'm so stunned. He says, hey madam, mere paas sab kuch hai. I need support. Okay? And what does he have? He has no legs. He has a scooter which he drives. He's got 2 children who are still studying, but he says, let me go see Chandler. And then I, as a business journalist, am writing about Rajat Gupta, who had everything on earth, but it wasn't enough for him. Okay? And you have a Sameer Zaveri, who says, I have everything. And you must, I'm going to organize a talk by him sometime soon, but all of you in the railways, somebody falls out of a train, somebody dies, he's fought to say private hospitals should treat these people free of cost. He's fought to ensure that the railways will pay money to private hospitals. You don't have to take them 20 kilometers to KTM. You know what he does? He reads the paper. Somebody has fallen out of the train in Borivali. He will go there and check. Have you got treatment? Are you in a private hospital? Do you know your rights? Do you know that you can be treated? If not, this is the documentation. So I personally feel very tired of people saying there's not enough support, one person can't do anything, because I've seen brilliant one-person efforts which are actually world-changing in their own way. What I don't see enough is that they don't have enough support. Whether it is a BBC, whether it is a Sameer Zaveri, and of course the reason why they're so upbeat is somebody wakes up. When this guy was in court, he tells me that the senior lawyer who was appearing for the railways took a look at him and saw the case against him, and when they came out, he just put his arm around Sameer and said, Sameer, don't worry, I'm here. I will ensure that these bastards don't do anything wrong over here in this case. He has similar reactions from judges, and I feel if you fight a battle alone, it's been the story of my life. So many times I write, I don't know who gets up sometime and comes to help. It is so stunning. But people whom you don't know, you never heard of, suddenly they will send you an email, suddenly they will send you a warning, suddenly they do incredible things to help you when you're facing defamation cases, when you're facing problems in life. I don't think not having people is reason enough. You have to choose an area, you have to become an expert, and you have to get down that road, the help will come. Thank you.
My name is Krishna. My Twitter handle is LSKrish. At the outset, I would thank Mr. Anil, Suresh, Jami, and Priyesh. I was working in a department which was not much known to many of the people here, but which has come to light now. I will tell which was the department or you may surmise which would be that department. And it has been criticized now. The head of the department is being criticized. I will tell which is the department if you are not able to write. While I was, if I am going a little bit longer, I may use speed longer. While I was in service, I was thinking that, yeah, I am doing so much work, but I am not in a position to do any active effort from that. What should I do? And I retired eventually about 10 years before, 11 years before. Then one fine morning I got a news from Jemi. The Young Forum is being started, so you can join. I said, perhaps you do not know, I am not young. So if you permit me, I will be very happy. So I joined there, and where I came into contact with Piyush, Anil, Jameen, Suresh, and I was so happy whether that organization is going to function as expected or not, but at least I thank God that I could come into contact with Mr. Piyush, Jameen, Anil and Suresh. Eventually it was not as I expected, so even now I am getting messages from them about the meeting and all, but I am keeping quiet. But yesterday, a couple of days before when I came to know about this forum which we are going to meet, I said definitely I will be attending. Jameen said, sir, we have to attend. I said I will be attending if nothing happens to me because I am at the 60 plus. No, why you are bakwas kyun karte ho? ऐसा नहीं बोलने का, you are attending, you will attend. I said I definitely attend. Of course in Twitter I am not so regular Twitter. Here and there I make some comments whenever I feel like. And I write some blogs here and there. About the department also I wrote a blog saying that whether this department, the report given by the department is getting any importance at all. It is not taking, government has not given any importance. It is another clue for you which will be the department. Because government was not taking into consideration any points raised and put forth in the report. So yeah, he was getting frustrated, but nothing could be done. Ultimately, the department is coming into light, and the head of the department is so active because of whom the department has come to light. So I am happy for that. Now, having retailed that, when this organization has come up, I feel it will go a long way. And see, of course, physically I may not be so much active, but whatever possible, I am